here today. All right, let me get started here. Can you see my slides?
We can. Thanks, Alex.
All right, great. So hi, everybody. I'm Alex. I'm a product director at Kahoot. And I'm really thrilled to be part of the Kahoot EDU meetup today. I am here to talk about the student passes and how they can help your students engage through play and creation. So when we ran a survey with our educator community this spring, over 70% of you said that your students are more engaged in learning and more likely to retain knowledge when they're actively involved and when they choose how they want to learn. That sounds great for us. But when we talked with many of you teachers this summer, we understand that this back to school, the learning gaps are bigger than ever before. And we know that many of you are struggling to individualize, differentiate education for your students. So we want to help teachers, giving you more tools to help with remedial learning and extra practice. So here comes Student Pass in, and we are just a few days from launching Student Passes. Student Passes will enable you teachers to easily share access to all our premium functionality geared towards students, including learning apps, the enhanced creator functionality, by simply sharing a QR code or a link. Students will be able to scan the QR code and access the learning apps or the Kahoot creator. For the learning apps, we will not require any student accounts, and the process is super simple for even the youngest learners. So what will the students get? They will get the enhanced creator features, which will allow your students to create Kahoots and foster 21st century skills like critical thinking and creativity. I will get back to how you can do that in your teaching. The students will also get access to all our learning apps, which let your students learn through play and bridge learning gaps. Our learning apps are great for learning new concepts in math and learning to read, but also great for extra practice and differentiation. You can use them both in, your students can use them both in class and at home. And then the last thing is that we have, they will also get access to all the advanced study modes, which your students, that they let your students learn by playing Kahoots in groups or on their own. And they can use the Kahoots that they have created themselves or Kahoots that you have made or shared. And then they will also get access to all the game modes that we just presented as well. So let's dig a bit deeper into how they can create Kahoots. And I really love to see how fun and creative students get when they create their own Kahoots. And I truly believe that this is creating Kahoots is the best way to learn. You can do it, for instance, by having student choice projects, giving your students ability to dig deep on their own projects or share interests with their peers. Allowing students to create Kahoots is a great way to allow students to learn unit content or review learned content by creating Kahoots themselves. This is not only great for student-led learning, but it's also great to boost confidence and ownership. And I think it's also valuable for you teachers to assess the students. So let's have a look at what is actually included in the enhanced creator. And that's, you will see that we include all the question types. And we include also all the possibilities to create interactive presentations. I think that your students will be able to create the most engaging learning games with this. And we're really looking forward to hearing from you how creative your students will get. And your students can use all of this functionality on both the web platform or in the Kahoot app. So next up, we're gonna have a look at the learning apps that your students will unlock with student passes. Many of you know that we have award-winning learning apps from Dragonbox to learn math and to learn to read. We have learning apps that are suitable for kids from years 2 to 15, from early literacy, numeracy, and social emotional learning, and more. What is common for all of our apps is that they're all made in close collaboration with our pedagogical expert team, and they're all free to try. With student passes, your students can unlock the full version of all of these apps. These apps run on iOS and Android and can be pre-installed by your system admins if needed at your school. Let's have a closer look at a couple of these apps and how they can help you. First up, the multiplication app. It's an app that helps young learners start their adventure with multiplication. It consists of small mini games and an engaging reward system that compels your students to keep practicing until they can recite the times table with ease. I wish I had this when I grew up. Another app that is included in the student passes is Kahoot Kids, which is geared towards the youngest of learners and covers all topics, including social emotional learning, cognitive skills, but also numeracy and literacy. All the content in Kahoot Kids has been created by our pedagogical team and is a safe experience for kids. And it uses read aloud technology. It's available in 8 languages and is available on iOS and Android. Over to the study modes. In the Kahoot app, our study modes let students repeat both your Kahoots and their own Kahoots by playing against themselves, each other in groups, or rehearsing them with flashcards. The most competitive of your students will love our study groups that encourage sharing Kahoots within the group. With student passes, higher ed students can create up to 10 groups with up to 100 students in each group. So let's have a recap of what is included and look at also how you can get started with this. So on the free plan, you can try it out. You will get one trial pass that lasts for 3 days. It gives you plenty of time to explore what is possible with the student pass and how it works, how your students will get started with it. With it, you will get access to all of the learning apps. By upgrading to Premium Plus, you will unlock 50 student passes, and each student pass are valid for 3 months. After those 3 months, you will get 50 new student passes, and so your students can scan again and continue where they left off, or you can use them on new students. With Premium Plus, you get access to all of the learning apps. By upgrading to Kahoot EDU, each teacher gets 100 student passes, and the student passes last for 12 months. They will also renew each August during summer so that you can use them on new students. With Kahoot EDU, you will get access to the learning apps, the enhanced creator, but also our advanced study modes, 10 study groups, and 100 members per group. So let's dive in on the demo and see how this works. So from the teacher side, you will find, let's see if I can find the mouse here. You will find student passes on the top left. Here you can see that there's 50 passes available, and you can also see when they will renew. when you will get new passes. You simply hit share, and then you will select which functionality you want to include in the passes. You can include as many as you want. And then you can share the QR code with the students. You can also choose to copy the link and share it on your LMS or share with Google Classroom. And that's it. From your perspective, there's no more steps. So let's have a look at the student side. And here there's basically two different flows. And the first one is when you share access to the Kahoot creator. Because your students can redeem the Kahoot creator either on the web or in the apps. So let's first have a look at how it works on the web. So in this example, I just clicked on the link, for instance, in Google Classroom, and it opens this page. From here, I can easily get started with the Kahoot creator. It asks me to sign up or log in with my student account. I need a student account because I will create Kahoots and attach it to my user, my student user. And after logging in, I have activated my student pass. And that's basically it. I am now ready to use all of the functionality, so I can go and create Kahoots with all of the features. I can also go and see how many days I have left on my student pass, and I can look at and review my tools, which allows me to download all of the learning apps at home, for instance. So if I click review my tools, I can scan a new QR code, which lets me find all the apps and activate them if necessary. So that was the first flow for the students on the web. The second one is super simple. By scanning the QR code, let's start over this. By scanning this QR code, it will open a web page that lets you either download or activate the student pass. Tapping activate opens the app and immediately activates the student pass. As I said earlier, you can ask your admins to pre-install all the apps. They are free on your student devices. And the only thing you need to do is activate the student passes when you want your students to use our apps. And that's basically it for student passes. So with student passes, you will get access, your students will get access to the full Kahoot creator, really amazing learning games. Your students will also be able to access all our learning apps. And I think that within a few days, you will be able to all try it for free. And you can try it for free for 3 days. All of the functionality with student passes is included in Kahoot EDU.